1, 2, 3.
First you talk. First you do introduction.
I'm not giving a full lecture today.
No?
I'm going to just Part two today. I'd like to welcome everybody here, and especially like to welcome Chakapani Alao, who, as everyone knows, is a very renowned Vedic astrologer, and who is a person who is dedicated to the light of awareness, and we're really fortunate to have him today to talk on this mysterious topic, the elements, It's pervasive, yet very mysterious. The elements. So with that, I do welcome Chakapani.
Thank you very much. I'm only giving you some basic, a rough understanding of what I have. I don't have much knowledge. I want you people know. I'm not going to talk about the mysteries of life because I don't know about that. I have yet to know. The world is made of, they call it, the great ancient philosophers and people of knowledge, they call it made of Panchabhuta. You know what is Panchabhuta means? Anybody knows? No.
5 elements?
Yes. 5 elements, that is correct. World is made of Panchabhutas. When our body dies, they get disintegrated into the 5 different elements and evaporates. The body is made of the earth. This earth is of the Panchabhuta. And which are those Panchabhutas? Anybody understands? Air, water, fire. Pardon? Space. I think you understand something. That is good to see you. That it is fire, earth, air, water, and Akasha. What is Akasha? I don't know what is Akasha. That what we see up in the sky, it is Akasha. Because it is unfathomable. Nobody knows where it goes. Where is the beginning? What is the end? There is no beginning, no end. It is unknowable. That is Akasha. That is the real mystery of life. We don't know. Scientists, they don't know. They think they know something, but they don't know. That is Akasha. So the whole body, our body is made of those 5 elements. It is the Akasha principle is turned into the Atman. That is our Atman, our soul, our spirit. That is Atman. without fire, fire is the most important thing, because without fire, there is no momentum for anything. There is no energy, there is no spirit. There is no beginning for anything. We will get stuck. Because it is the fire which brings the spirit to work. The fire which makes us to look for something to happen. And we make an effort when that fire is awakened in our consciousness. That is why Mars is the planet of fire. It rules Aries, the first house of the zodiac. What does the Mars do? The ambition, the energy, the spirit, the aggressive nature. The desire to be in charge and desire to be in control and desire to have that leadership quality. That is Mars. When it is in a good shape, means it is in a balanced state, it is in its best position. That is why the great generals, military people, when they have a very balanced Mars in their chart, that is why they become generals. In the past, I don't know in the present. And why the Mars is important? They are not fighters, they don't fight. The generals do fight? No. They sit in the, what is called, headquarters and direct the war. They don't fight. They are not fighters. They manipulate the war, where to go, how to go, when to attack and when not to attack, and from where to attack, which direction. That is called the strategy of the war. Only the Mars has that nature to know that strategy, not any other planet. That is why Mars is the most important element, fire. When the fire is there is innovation, there is research, there is motivation to do things, to get things started. That is the fire. So it is beginning of everything. With that fire is not there, nothing other things will work. But when the fire is not balanced, then what happens? There could be unnecessary aggressiveness. That is too much ambition, which brings much greed. When that greed comes, we are likely to do things which are completely wrong and we justify everything. That is also caused by the Mars. So Mars has that positive side and also the negative side. That is the mystery of life. That is the mystery of the planets. That is why no planet is good, no planet is bad. Depending on how it is placed in the cosmos and how it appears in the time you are born, that is what brings that. I have known an instance where powerful Mars is sitting in Aries in the rising sign. The first house, most powerful Mars, well placed. And Jupiter in the 7th house. Jupiter is considered the great planet, planet of knowledge and the wisdom, planet of philosophy and spirituality. It is in the 7th house, aspecting the Mars very strongly and very powerfully. So what do we expect? We expect that Jupiter is able to curb the ambition and the greed of the Mars. That is our expectation. We look at it, we can say, yes, that is what should happen. Did it happen? No. The aspect of the Mars, what is the nature of the Jupiter? One of the nature of the Jupiter is expansion. So it is looking at the Mars and made the Mars expand and become more greed. Instead of gaining wisdom and knowledge, the greed got expanded. That is Mars. And then what happened? Everyone tries every method to get the greed, come in your possession and make things happen. He had married a very wealthy woman. Because of the greed, he looked for it and married a wealthy woman and then killed her quietly so that he could enjoy all the wealth that is coming to him. That is Mars. So here he is the general who manipulates the army and defeats the enemy and gains victory. Here is the same Mars, gets the greed and kills the wife. So, what do you say? So that is why a Vedic astrologer, a person who reads the chart, have the good understanding of the nature of the planets. That is why I say no planet is good, no planet is bad. It is good, every planet is good, and every planet could be bad. That is the power of the Mars. And Mars has another quality which makes his greed very attracting. His greed is able to be accomplished. How? It made him very handsome fellow. The fellow is very handsome and very charming. He had magnetism in his personality. He talked so well. Everybody liked the way he talked. So he has the ability to cheer others. So that means you don't understand who he is, what he is. You feel he's a good person. He talks so well. He's pleasant. He's cheerful. He is very friendly. He's very likable. But the Jupiter sitting there on the opposite sign, looking at the Mars, increased the greed of Mars and made him to do heinous jobs. That is Mars. So it is called a situation where it is not easy for any astrologer to analyze a chart really well. That is why We are not really astrologers. We are just students learning. Just learning. Perhaps we don't know even the 5% of the knowledge. We don't know, but we call ourselves astrologers. That is the tragedy of the present generation. What is required? How do we make that kind of a judgment? That is why astrology is associated with the three things. Ganita, mathematics. Samvita, interpretation. And thirdly, judgment. How to judge how do you judge a planet? That is where everybody makes mistake. A real astrologer should have a yogic mind. What is a yogic mind? Yogic mind is one which is balanced, very balanced. It doesn't move this way or that way. Very balanced. And such an astrologer has grace of God. He has earned the grace of God. It has to be also a quality to bring deep understanding of what the planets are. That is the astrology. That is why in India, I don't know whether people know, there is what is called Nadi system of astrology. People do not know this because it is not so much prevalent. Because there are some fakes have come also, this is the Kali Yuga. And Nadi system is, you go to the astrologer, you tell him your date of birth and time of birth, whatever you know. He will ask you to come after a few days. He will do research on that. Where is your chart? And then he finds a chart. Then you go to him, then he reads some test questions. If any question you have any slightest doubt, then you have to tell. This is not me. The one. 9 is correct, the 10th was not correct. That kind of a thing. That means that is not yours. He has to look to another one. Then the correct one comes and then tells you exactly the details it tells is unbelievably great. You will be surprised. He knows more about your life than you know. That kind of a thing. Even the incidents. Even who is your mother, who is your father, and what they were doing. All those things. There are still some families who have these nadis. And many people who have it, they don't want to share it. No. There are 108 nadis. They don't want to share it. Because it is a deep knowledge. And if a person is not spiritually oriented, the knowledge does not come out. The interpretation of the astrologer goes wrong. For the future. Future means until you come to read. Till that date, he is 100% accurate, not one fault, even the small fault. Thereafter, it is doubtful. And there was a man in Australian. I didn't know him. He sent me email. You see, I am doing research on Nadi system, and I have collected the names and everything. I have located the places where these astrology's documents are available. But the most of the experiences the people are, till the date they contact the astrologer, everything is perfect. And thereafter it does not bring truth. Things don't come. This is why. He asked me why it is happening. What is the reason? Because even this document is highly mystical and philosophical and spiritual. It has its power. When it comes to the age, then it does not like to interpret the future. Why? Because the people who interpret is no good. And people who come to consult, it's out of curiosity. They don't have that kind of a passion for it. It's a curiosity. So they cannot come right. And the person who is greedy, he wants to take more money from it. So you cannot get it. That is why. That astrology has. Now whether I know this? Yes. I know what Dr. B.V. Raman had the experience of this Nadi system. Completely. It is mysterious, mystical. It's like a magic. It evaporates. What you saw, next you are reading it for the same patra. The patra means paper, the same paper. It does not show the same result. So that is mysterious. It is not just an ordinary nadi. It is powerful. In the great Vikramaditya's kingdom, in the 1st century BC, I think, not Vikramaditya, Chandragupta Maurya, there was a great astrologer called Varaha Mihira. He has written a book called Brihad Jataka, Hora Shastra. He was an astronomer, number one. He was a mathematician, number two. He is an astrologer, number three. But he is an astronomer. He knew everything about the sky. He is a mathematician. And he was an astrologer. He was one of the 8 gems in the court of Chandragupta Maurya, the golden age of Indian history. Then a son was born. King called him, come on. Come on, Varaha Mihira, come on, tell me, what is the future of this prince? So he said, okay, I'll tell you after making the study. He goes home, he works about 2-3 months and comes back to the king. O king, I have a bad news to give. This child will be killed by a boar at the age of 6, in the day of 6th month of the year. And on the 6th day, at the time of 6 in the evening, he will be killed by the boar. Then the king said, can we not stop it? Of course we should try. The astrologer said we should try. And okay. He ordered the construction of a mahal. Mahal means small palace of 6 floors. And the child was placed in that. And every floor has a guard, 24 hours. So 6 guards, 24 hours in 6 floors. So that nobody can go without the permission. The moment the 6th year came, the astrologer reminded the king, this is the year, we have to be careful. Naturally, the 6th day came. The astrologer said, I am sitting here only, I am not moving out. We have to take all measures to protect. Okay, so 24 hours, every hour guard, each guard from each floor come and send reports to the king. Everything is okay, everything is okay, everything is okay. So morning, afternoon, in the evening, until 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock a guard came, everything is okay. So Varahamihira said, no, that appears doubtful, so let us go ourselves to the Mahal. So both the astrologer and the king went. First floor, they said everything is okay, no problem. Second floor, no, everything is okay, no negative news has come. Third floor, same thing. Until 6th floor guard, he also said, there is no problem, everything is okay. How is it possible? Okay, let us go inside. He said, where is the child? Child is in the terrace. Okay, let us go to the terrace. So the king and the astrologer went to the terrace and they found the child fallen on the terrace with a lot of blood from the head. What happened? There was a insignia, architectural insignia of the boar, which was prepared where the building was set up. And the child was looking at the sky and watching the sun set. And it fell down on his head. It was steel. Fell down and he died. That is called astrology. Nothing else is astrology. Who can do that now? Nobody. Why? Because in the ancient days, all the astrologers did not seek money. They did not ask for money. They were supported by the state, government, and they are free to research, do work day and night and learn as much as they can. That's what happened. Now, it cannot happen. So the knowledge is going down and down and down. We don't know enough. By chance, somebody can be right. It's a chance. It is not even correct. I can give you one instance which... I was in Tokyo. I used to go to Tokyo, Japan a lot. One day one professor of the Tokyo University like Harvard of America, big, considered very big. Professor, he called me. He said, I want to come to see you, but nobody should know I am coming to see you. I said, no problem. You come. You fix the date. And he came. I had prepared his chart and I gave the reading. He said, it's okay. Whatever he said is all right. It is. I did not find anything very unusual. Everything is okay. And he was divorced and he has married again. I said, you will have a divorce, but you would marry again. He said, it's already done. Okay, good. But he asked me, what is a marriage? How is the marriage doing? You have to know, in Japan, they don't like to divorce easily. First divorce, they don't want to it, but they may. Second, no second divorce. Because that's a very conservative country, and divorce is not easy. It is very difficult to get a divorce if one of the parties don't agree. You don't get divorce easily. Especially the man doesn't agree. So, I said, you will have a divorce. Are you sure? He asked me. Only God is sure. I am not sure. Only God knows. I cannot say I am sure. This is my judgment. I don't know. I am wrong. I can be 100% wrong. I'll be glad if I am wrong, I told him. So he take out his notebook and told me to read. I read. The book said unbelievable things. He is born in a particular village. It is mentioned the name of the village. It is something little wrong, spelling and all. But it mentioned. And his father's name and mother's name. My God, it is that clear. I can't believe that. And he said, your wife will be divorced on so-and-so date. Yes. And you will marry again on so-and-so date. He married exactly on that date. So everything is correct. And thereafter he said, your second marriage will be happy ever thereafter. I read it. So he asked me again, you want to change it? Your opinion? I said, my nature is I don't like to change what I say. I stick to that. So it is okay. So he parted and I went and forgot about it because you come across a lot of people. I don't keep any contact with anybody. I just leave it. I gone. In 2002, there was a Dharma conference in New Jersey, Edison. All the Indians, professionals, all professionals, about 300, more than 300 has come. Big conference. India also, many celebrities have come. They asked me to talk about Vedic astrology also. So I was giving a lecture on Vedic astrology. And about 500-600 in my class. Of course, there are so many classes. There will be a lot of people, so it is nothing, 500-600. They have to go somewhere. So, after I finished, one man stood up from the crowd. Can I come to see you? I said, yes. So he came. Can you recognize me? He said. I looked at him. Oh, I said, yes, you are Aoyama from Tokyo. He said, yes. You know what you told me? He asked me. I remember, I said. I told you that you will have a divorce in the second marriage. He said, you are right. I am going through divorce just now. Can I come to see you in Los Angeles? Yes, I said, you come to see me in Los Angeles. So what I'm telling you, what it's by chance. It's not my knowledge. It is by chance it happened. So that is what the planets are. It is not easy to make a judgment, not at all. And people think they can change the planets. No, it doesn't happen like that. You change yourself. Yes, it is possible. When you change, planets can have some effect on that. But you think my guru can change the planet? No, he doesn't change. Only you change, he will make it change. If you don't change, nothing happens. You see, that is what it is. The great Shankaracharya of the 8th century, I think, AD, he had 10 disciples. Shankaracharya is the greatest man. There is nobody born thereafter like him. And by the age of 32, he has travelled 4 times length and breadth of India and established 4 ashrams. Even today they exist. And defeated everybody in debate and arguments, everybody. Whoever came across, he defeated them. At the age of 32, he took samadhi, he died. That means he was a great man. How did he travel that India? It's not easy to travel even today. Length and the breadth. So he traveled. Anyway, he had 10 disciples. He taught them for 10 years, 12 years, all the Vedas and everything. Thorough, by heart. So they were able to do everything. And then he said, now you people have to go. Go and teach and establish. Wherever you want to go, you can go. So he called one by one. Everybody said, I'll go here, I'll go there. So he gave some suggestions for everybody. And the 10th man came. He started crying. Then he asked, what are you going to do? He cried. He said, I only worked for you. What do you mean? Oh, I was doing your housekeeping, clothing, washing the clothing, preparing food, looking after your comfort. I never attended any class, so I don't know anything. I don't know what to do. So he said, okay, close your eyes. He closed his eyes. He lifted his hand and gave one blow in the back. Very strong. I said, now come on, speak. The Vedas from this chapter, that chapter, come on, speak. And he started chanting. See, that kind of gurus don't exist now. Yeah, if they exist, they don't know. They don't do. There was one guru like that, which I came across. He is my guru. And that is Bhagavan Nityananda. He could do that. I spent time with him, so I know. He could do. That is why I always say about what the Bhagavan Nityananda is like. I say he is not a guru. He is not a human being. He is not a guru. But if he wants, if there is a God, there is one God, if you know there is one God, if you know there is, if you believe, he will tell that God, come on, do this for this man. And it will happen. He was like that. That was his power. There is nobody like otherwise like that. There was a great man called Swami Rama Tirth. He is not known. Not many people know him. He was great, very great. At the age of 16, he was a professor of mathematics in Punjab University. He left the job, he went to Himalayas, he came back, nobody knows what he did and all that. He was in America in 1903 and he gave lectures, that's all he did. For different cities he gave lectures. He on the way back he also gave lectures in Tokyo, in Japan. And he was a very, very great man. There is nobody like him thereafter. All gurus came thereafter, nobody like him. And nobody knows about him. Because he never had a disciple, he never had a ashram, never had a writing, he never published anything, he did nothing. Those lectures are preserved by Americans. and it's now published. I read in 1956. I knew when I read, this man is a great man. He died in 1906 at the age of 33. How did he die? He walked into the Ganges, never came back. He was great. That is greatness. That is a guru. That kind of a person can do and undo. What is the quality of a guru? We don't know. I cannot say this guru is good, that guru is good, I don't know. But quality of a true guru is what he teaches. What he teaches? Have no desires. Have no greed. Be kind to everybody. And don't possess things. Give up everything. That is a true guru. Okay, that's about the Mars. Second is the earth. Most important element is earth. What is the quality of the earth? Earth means earthy. People say, oh, he is a man of earth. What does it mean? He is very practical. He is not extreme. He will not go this way or this way. He will act in a balanced way. That is earth. And he is therefore very practical in doing things. He will not go to extremes. He will not be fanatic. He will not be fanatic. He likes to do what is reasonable, logical. He holds on to that. That is the earth. That is why they can do something creative by way of research. They could be good in that. They can, because they don't go, they think like this, don't go like this. They are able to concentrate well. That is earth. Third is the air. What is air? You know, people say, oh, he is in his head is what? Pardon? In the clouds, yes, correct. Yeah. His head is in the clouds, yes. They can. This is very difficult to be balanced. Gemini is that sign. Aries sign. Taurus is the earth sign. Gemini is air sign. So, they are very good in thinking, analyzing, questioning, no stability. Always vacillation. Unable to make decisions. But they can think very well. They can analyze everything thoroughly well. But what is best out of the two, they don't know. They cannot. Because that power of judgment is missing in them. That is the Gemini. Gemini, and that is Gemini is that, and also it is Libra. Air. Aquarius. Air. That is why you have seen Aquarius people, they are idealistic little bit. Not very practical. They want to be helpful to others, but they want to have some visibility also. Whereas Earth is always balanced. Nobody is as balanced as the Earth. Which is the Earth? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is Earth. Then air people can be highly intelligent but not practical. They cannot be good advisors, but they are good for giving information. You make the judgment. They should not make the judgment because they don't know. That is air people. Then comes the water. Water is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Water signs. What is water? Water is that extinguishes the fire. That is the only thing water can do. Extinguish the fire, whereas air can increase the fire. So water is best in that regard. People who are full of water are too emotional. Is emotions good? It is good and bad. If it is not right, it is very bad. If it is balanced, it is very good. With that, unless you have that kind of emotions, you cannot seek the truth. You have to have that, the passion for it. That is emotions. To seek the truth you want. You cannot seek the truth by thinking only, no. Thinking is not spiritual. It makes you brilliant, but it does not take you to spirituality. It makes the person brilliant, there is no question. That is thinking. Without the water sign, people cannot be able to connect with their heart. It is the water signs which make the people to connect with their heart. Heart is important. It is the heart which changes people, nothing else. Head cannot change the people. It is the heart changes people. It is the real feelings. It is the attachment to what you do. It can change the people. You make a decision, I want to change this. You can, provided you make that decision with full knowledge of your heart, and your heart is with you. Go ahead, you can change it. But if it is a little more emotions, you are doomed. People get doomed when they have too much emotions, because it is swaying here like this. By what? It is your emotions pushing you here and pushing you there. That there is no logic. If there is no logic, emotions can be very harmful. What is emotions? I like this, I don't like this. That is emotions. I want this, I don't want this. That is emotions. So that emotions are that which create problems. But it can make people divinely uplifting. No question on that. It is emotions which make us to like somebody, not like somebody. Follow a guru, for example. It requires certain amount of feelings, emotions. You get connect. But when you do get connect, if you don't use discrimination, it is called wisdom, discrimination. The connection is wrong. It is a discrimination, it is a balancing act which makes every decision right. Otherwise it is wrong. People suffer more in life who are bent towards emotions. Because then they will have a lot of what you call disappointments in love. Not in love, in everything. In life. Disappointments come. Why? Because they don't make judgment based on discrimination. They make judgment based on what I like. I like this. And it is easy to see many women, which I have seen in my work, making decisions of getting married. Oh, I like this man. I like him, so I am going to marry him. Okay. And that like, how long it lives? Maybe 6 months, maybe 1 year. That's it. I like. It should be based on discrimination. Any decision not based on discrimination, it makes it wrong. You will have some reaction to that. Because one day it will swing on the other side. That is why, for removing that balance, that imbalance, you have to approach Mahapatra. Come on, what should I do now? Can you help me? And he will find a way to help. That is his business. And he can do it. Because you can trust him for this reason. He does it with devotion. If people don't do it with devotion, it doesn't matter what you do. Who cares? Without devotion, you get it done. Nothing. You go to the temple. What do? The priest chants mantras, but it is nothing. It is a routine. It's called mechanical act. It has no value. It doesn't work. People like Mahapatra, when you do it with devotion. Why is that? Because even though he is a medical doctor, he spent most of his life with a great master. So he has learned, expand his remove feelings and spirituality, and therefore he knows that is the important thing in anything one does. It is not knowing the mantras which make it happen. No. It is two people. He should have the devotion. The person to whom he is doing, they should have the faith. When they come together, it happens. There is the water. Water is swaying. If you are swayed, if you swayed, what happens? You are floating in the ocean. It is taking you. You lost the power. It is pushing you wherever it wants to push. You have no balance. Because the many people ask, because especially people in the West, they are accustomed to think that we can do whatever you like. Is it true? Yes, it is true. But for whom? Who knows how to make it work? It is not for everybody, Tom, Dick and Harry. Because they ask me, can we not change it? Yes, of course you can. But who? You are going to change it? Forget it. You can't. Tell you. That is why devotion is necessary. With the devotion, you can change many things. Not all things, no. Many things. And Mahapatra's help is necessary for that. See, 2 years back in here, Washington, D.C., there was a girl who happens to be my distant cousin, which I have not seen for 40, 50 years. I have not seen her. I don't know her much. She called me that she is in Washington, D.C. and she has come with her husband. He is an MBA. And she was working in the Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi's cabinet. Secretary something, working there, good position. He came to America and she worked for somewhere and then he lost the job. And her husband has no job, she has no job. So she says, what should I do? I asked many priests and they said, you do this, you do that. I did, nothing happened. If I don't get a job immediately, then I'll be finished. I will have no money even to take my return ticket back to India. So I've not seen her. I'm only talking on the telephone. So, can you do it if I say something with great devotion, not just chanting? It has no value. Do it with great devotion. Can you do it? She said, yes. Are you sure? Yes, I'll do it. She was very confident. Because that is her last resort, otherwise nothing happens. So I told her, You chant Shankaracharya Saundarya Lahari. 100 slokas, 100, not 1, 2. And you have to have some Sanskrit background or knowledge to know it, how to chant. Because his words are Sanskrit words are very tricky. And Mahapatra is accomplished in that. There is nothing to worry for him. But what about the other person? Not easy to chant. But she said, I'll make it work. Because I am not working. I'll simply sit at home and do it. I said, you do it for 48 days. And first make the decision, I am doing this because I want a job to survive. Please, Goddess, help me to survive. Shankaracharya, this is Saundarya Lahari, is the Shankaracharya's praising the Goddess. It is a mystery. If you look, it is a mystery. Mystery is, Shankaracharya is the man who propagated the Advaita philosophy for the first time. Advaita philosophy is propagated by Shankaracharya. Brahma Sityam, Jagat Mityam. The world is nothing. The same man is the great devotee of the Goddess. Great devotee. And the way he praises the Goddess, it is unbelievable. You feel it if you are connected with what he says. So I told her, first understand the meaning, go to a priest and try to understand what it says, okay? And then you have some understanding, and make that Goddess sit in your presence and you chant as if you are chanting to her. She said, I'll do it. I'll do anything. She chanted. 48 days came. She got a call. Come for interview tomorrow. And she got a job immediately. You see, that is what doing things is. It is not just Mahapatra doing it. No. You have to participate. Then he can tell you what to do, how. What does he hear people do? They pay the money to the priest. He will do it. He will do it. Of course, the priest will say, yes, I'll do it. So the devotion is necessary. For that devotion, the quality of heart is important. Yeah. That makes things happen. Now the last thing is the Akasha. What is that? Akasha. That is unexplainable. I don't know how to explain it. It is unfathomable. Nobody knows how deep it is. Nobody knows. And nobody can find out how deep it is. Unfathomable. Unexplainable. Where is the beginning? There is no beginning. Where is the end? No end. So that is Akash. How can I say anything about it? It is a mystery of mysteries. And I say it is the Leela. It is the play of the divine. That's all I can say. And it is the part of the spiritual energy, part of divinity that comes as our soul and resides in our heart. That is why we are alive. That is what it is. Once we are able to connect with that, we will be, that is why you always think, my spirit, I want to connect with my inner heart. I want to connect with their inner spirit. I want to connect with my spiritual energy deep inside my heart. People talk like that. It is that they are talking. Of that fifth part of the Panchabhuta. That is what it is. And if we connect with that every day, if we are able to connect with that every day, then the happiness comes. That doesn't mean you won't have problems, but problems are always there. But it does not touch you. Just like the lotus leaves. Water passes through them, but it does not make it wet. Does not make it wet. That is what it is. We have to cultivate the spirit. Then the problem comes, problem goes, that's no worry. When you are not connected there, every little problem is a problem. Otherwise, even a big problem is no problem. So it is all in our mind, what is a problem. That is why mind is always playing games with us. We are trapped in it. We don't know. Even I cannot get out of it. But at least I know that. I think I have given you enough to think for the day. And with this, I want to thank all of you. Thank you. Now you talk.
I think it was such a great talk. We're going to go into meditation, and we're going to do a long meditation now, okay? So get comfortable, and someone can walk around and turn the lights out. And we'll focus. And we can even lower the light there by the altar. We're going to have a long meditation now. I'm all the way down here by the... Perfect spot, perfect time, perfect place, perfect moment. We'll suspend our mind just a little bit. And our awareness can enter its home, which is awareness itself. And we'll extend just a little bit through our body. To the earth and to the sky. And then we can extend to each other. Inside to inside. Directly. And then we can extend to the ancestors, the mothers and the fathers, the mothers and the fathers of whom you and I are expressions. And then we can extend our awareness to the great teachers and yogis, gurus, who we had great fortune to meet, both the known and the unknown. And then we'll extend our awareness to our traditions, the different traditions that we participate in, know and love, and they mix within our bodies. And we become universal persons. And then we'll extend out of oneness to the goddess, the Divine Mother, many names, many forms, and we'll just rest. In the sea of awareness. So remaining in meditation, and staying in the meditative awareness, I'm going to read a brief poem from the great text Gurdapa Tantra, which is a text on the divinity of appearance, the divinity of the elements. It starts with Emoho. It means fantastic. Astonishing, superb phenomena. This is the secret of all the fully perfected Buddhas. Within the unborn, all appearances are born. And at the moment of their birth, their nature is unborn. Emoho, fantastic, astonishing, superb, sublime phenomena. This is the secret of all fully perfected Buddhas. Within the unceasing, all appearances cease. And at the moment of their ceasing, they are unceasing. Emoho, fantastic, astonishing, superb phenomena. This is the secret of all fully perfected Buddhas. Within the non-abiding, all appearances abide. And at the moment of abiding, they are non-abiding. Emoho, fantastic, astonishing, superb phenomena. This is the secret of all fully perfected Buddhas. Within the non-conceptual, all appearances are conceptual. And at the moment of these conceptualizations, they are non-conceptual. Emoho, fantastic, astonishing, superb phenomena. This is the secret of all fully perfected Buddhas. Within the freedom from coming and going, there is coming and going. And at the moment of coming and going, there's nothing to come and go. At the moment of coming and going, there is nothing to come and go. remaining in meditation, the Gudava Tantra describes the goddess as being beyond time and yet in time, being timeless awareness and yet time. Experiencing timeless awareness in time, and time in timeless awareness. The goddess bridges all the dimensions, is all the dimensions. One mantra of the goddess is Maharinisa. It is also a mantra of the elements. Ma, spaciousness. Ha, water. Ri, earth. Ni, fire. Sa, air. Maharinisa, Siddhihung. If you'd like, you can place Ma at the crown of your head. Sa, Ma, Ha, white. Forehead. Ri, yellow. Throat. Ni, red. Inner heart. Sa, green. Air. Navel. You can simply feel the mantra Maharinisa in your body. remaining in the awareness state, in meditation, the Abhidhamma Tantra describes how the goddess is the oneness of awakened awareness and awakened phenomena. Awakened awareness and the awakenedness of all appearances. Non-duality within duality. Duality within non-duality. One actuality. The goddess is the great compassion manifesting in time. Om Ahum Parisita Masuka Yana Tatua. Om Ahum Parisita Masuka Yana Tatua. Om Ahum opens up the dimensions. Bodhisatta, the great compassion, oneness. Masuka, bliss. The bliss that overcomes suffering. Jnana, direct perception. Dhatua, in every situation, in all the dimensions. Om Ahum Bodhisatta Masuka Jnana Dhatua. So we've been meditating for some time in this very, very marvelous and great day. So we'll start to end up our meditation slowly. We can rub our hands together if you'd like and place it on your heart, Hridayam, the source of the light. And as we end up, if you'd like to stay, you can meditate longer, to 12 o'clock. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. I'd like to thank Chakapani Alao for speaking to us so directly and beautifully and truly. I'd like to thank Dr. Mahapatra for invoking the Matric field so directly that the goddess arises in us as us.
Thank you very much. Rudy, you don't have any idea how much I'm obliged, grateful to you to give an opportunity to be amongst the seekers, and particularly with Chakrapani today. Just to give an assurance to how Chakrapani was telling about Jyotis and the consciousness elements and all that, I want to give a story which I heard from a person who is a very highly established person in a Indian bureaucratic administrative job, and he was the ex-secretary of finance, treasury secretary for India government. In his beginning days, he was posted in Orissa state, my state, which Chakrapani knows, in the east coast. This guy was interested in Jyotish little bit out of inquisitiveness, and he went to a person who is a variant of this Nadi Jyotish Chakrapani was describing in the beginning. This is a story which I was not understanding, but today's lecture of Chakrapani clarified to 90% of the whole thing. This man, a priest in Puri, which is the eastern, which Shankaracharya established long back, one of the seat of the knowledge. And here, about 30 miles from Puri, in a village, there is a Mother Divine temple. He is a priest there. From tradition, from his grandfather, his father, they were all having a Nadi Jyotish there. And this Jyotish is not leaves, it's a plate. Just like iPod these days, it's a plate. One is called iron, one is copper, and one is a gold plate. It's that size exactly. He was describing. I have not seen that, please. So then, by some connection, this officer, IAS officer who became the finance secretary later on in his life, he was telling me the story when he was retired. Actually, he told me the story. He doesn't tell too much actually. He goes there, and this man who rarely opens this iPod thing, and he says that, yes, tell me about what's this. He said he opened the iron plate first, nothing happens. The copper plate is, now I go to the gold plate, is a beautiful clean gold plate, and he gave it to him, and you read what is there. He says, I don't see anything. And he just read. Then suddenly something appears there. Something appears. And this man, I am sure he is so much devoted, and he is never emotional. He is a very strong intellect. Otherwise, that kind of man cannot be a finance secretary of a country like India. So it's very strong. He never tells me lie or anything. So it's not an emotional thing. It's what he saw. He says, yes, I read something like Urdu, Farsi, in the Arabic language. I can't know anything. So you read it, he said. I can't read it. He gave it to this man. Now, this part Chakrapanji has explained very nicely, and I will tell you how it's true, and it's a true experience of this thing. And this man, who is hardly high school, maybe in that day, he was not an educated priest. He just sits in lotus, and he takes a deep breath, looks at this thing, and reads in English, which is English accent, British accent English. For 5 minutes, he gives everything, and he says whatever he told about my past was absolutely correct. Now comes what Chakrapanji explained today. Whatever he told about the future, hardly anything came. He told me the truth. He said hardly. Because I was inquisitive. I was just flabbergasted by all this thing. What I went there is not for knowledge, not for any devotion or anything. I was inquisitive. What's happening there? So nothing happened. It's just some haphazard. Something came true. He never told me that I will be one day finance secretary of this thing. Nothing. But past was accurate. And how these things, in a plain gold plate, things appear in a language. This part was clear. Knowledge can appear. It's all attention. What in that field, what we experienced today during Rudy's taking us through this meditation, this pure consciousness, and it is field of all possibilities, that everything is possible. But and Chakrapanji beautifully explained today how, depending your attention, depending on your consciousness, your devotion, how the prediction and all the happenings and the purpose for which you are doing a puja or for doing the jyotish happens. That was also explained. But till now I have to really understand how this man, who doesn't know anything English or anything, sits in a lotus and speaks in English. The whole thing he reads and gives the accurate thing. So this is a mystical field, which is field of all possibilities. But fortunately, people like us, whether our intellect understands or not, doesn't matter. But through heart, by expanding our awareness, we can reach that field of all possibilities and not only bless ourselves, but bless our presence in this planet at this time is blessing millions around us. So thank you very much, and thank you, Chakrapanji. We are really obliged for your presence here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma. So great. So we'll turn the chant on, and you're welcome to stay and meditate to 12 o'clock. And if you like, there's some refreshments upstairs. Thank you, everyone.